Hi guys, welcome to our next activity for our Google Exploration class. As I look out the window behind me, there are piles of snow on the ground, but the reality is we're getting close to the end of the year. We are already kind of having to push a bit here to make sure we get through everything. For some of you, you have the whole year to finish this, but here at River Street, we have to wrap up early enough to do our presentations for our PLC groups. And I just want to make sure we get through all of our planned activities. So we took a little break there after all the Google Sheets activities because there was a lot of stuff to look at and a lot of things to explore. Now we'll pick up the pace a bit because today we're introducing something new, and this one's not as complicated, but it's a great Google tool called Google Keep. If you are a member of the Outreach program, we talked about this briefly last week when I worked with you guys on Power Tools as a curation tool. That's really what I want to introduce to everyone else today, is using Google Keep as a way to just curate your notes, some bookmarks, pieces of research, things that you want to save. And it is as simple as what you see on the screen. You take a note. You click where it says take a note. You type your note. And let's say we're going to remember to buy coffee. And let's title this as my shopping list. And boom, I've got myself a note. I can always come back in, and I also want to buy hot chocolate because, wintertime still. Today it was 6 degrees this morning. I want not some cold things to drink. I want some hot things to drink. So now I've got a shopping list that I've got going. And I could take another note if I wanted to. This might be remember to back up computer at home. So maybe these are my tech reminders. And so I can have whatever notes I need, as many notes as I need, and I can always continue to come back and edit them. But eventually you'll see they're going to be more than what's on the screen here, and there's going to be lots of scrolling to try to find things. So one way to organize things is to organize them by labels. And so I'm going to add a label to this. At the moment I don't have any labels. So these are going to be my tech notes. And you can see it has a little label down there. And I can always remove that label if I need to. I can add multiple labels to a note. And each time I create a label, it shows up on the side. I can click Edit Labels and make other labels. So I can have my shopping label, and maybe I'm going to do some specific things on some research for Google. So I've got my labels, and I can add labels when I need to. Let's add the label here for shopping. And this means that once I've got a lot of notes, I can quickly narrow it down by saying, show me just my tech notes or just my shopping notes. And it will show just those and hide everything else. I can always return to all notes by coming up to the top and clicking notes. In addition to just typing a note, I can pin a note. Maybe I want my shopping list always at the top, so it's pinned. Even when I've got 100 notes and I would have to scroll way down to find them all, this will always be at the top because it's pinned there as my reminder where I can quickly add things to it. Other things, I can set a reminder. It can remind me at a certain date and time. It can also remind me on my phone if I've got the Google Keep app by a location. So maybe it buzzes in my pocket when I get to Stop and Shop. I can collaborate on a note. So I could open up this note and share it with my wife on her Google Keep so we would both see the same note and we could both add items to the list. I can color code it so that it makes things stand out. I can also add images. I can archive it. I can change the labels, add drawings, make checkboxes. If it gets to be a really long document, I can just shoot it over to Google Docs and turn it into a full-fledged document. So, lots of options with Google Notes. A couple of things to specifically point out is the idea of creating checkboxes. This is a quick way to show if you've got a to-do list, and so we've got to pick up milk. I've also got to visit the Apple store to get that dongle. And I need to call the vet and reschedule the dog's vet appointment. So now I have a checklist, and I can check them off as they're done and see which ones are left to be done. So the checklist feature is nice. A new note with drawing. I'm going to tell you I cannot draw, but it opens up a page with drawing tools. Pens, pencils, highlighters. You can make it show some grid lines to help you with your drawing if you're like me and you really can't draw. So if I need to draw, let's say I'm going to pick that color. I want kind of a thick pen, and I'm going to draw the best I can, a square. And you can tell, not my forte here. But let's say I got some diagram, and this is my awesome diagram. And so when I come back, now that diagram is a part of my note. I can write something about the diagram, but when I close it, the diagram is saved with it. Likewise, I can go to my computer and grab an image. Let's see. Let's go to photos to process. And we had lots of snow. Let's grab that snow picture. This is from several years ago when they had to lift snow blowers up onto the roof of A-Wing to clean things off. But any note that I needed, I could type a note, give it a caption. I've saved that in my Keep. So lots of ways to save things. What gets really cool is I can click the microphone over here, and I can even do a voice note. It will immediately start recording what I'm saying. It will save it so that I can play it back. Now, I can't click and demonstrate that at the moment because it will mess up the recording that I'm doing, but just know that it's there as a feature. Let's show how this integrates, because this is what makes Google Keep so helpful, is it integrates so well with other things in Google Chrome and Google Apps. Let's say I'm over here doing a report. I'm going to write a report about the Patriots beating the Rams in Super Bowl 53, because how awesome was that, huh? So I've got my report, my Google Doc over here. Let's delete everything there for a moment. I've got Super Bowl 53, Patriots versus Rams, and I'm doing my research. And I find this quote right here, and I'm going to want that to be a part of my document. I highlight it. I come up here to my Google Chrome extensions where I've added Save to Keep. I click it. It automatically makes that a note. I can add a label if I want to. I can save it. Boom, it's there. If I go to Google Keep, there's that note. There's the link to the article. There's the specific quote that I want. It works so well in saving. Now, when I get to my document, notice on the side I've got these little icons. I can open up Google Keep. And there's the quote I wanted. I copy it, paste it right into my document. If it's just a text item, I can just click and drag it in. If it's a photo, I can drag it in. So it is so easy to work back and forth between Google Keep and your documents. Even while I'm adding things here and I'm working on my report for Super Bowl 53, I can take a note to remind myself, need more research about the coach. I've got stuff on Tom Brady, not enough stuff on Bill Belichick. So I'm going to have to do some research on the coach, and there's my reminder. Google Keep also shows up in the sidebar when I'm doing email. So if I'm looking at something here and I need to save that, I can copy it, open up Google Keep, take a note, paste it in, done. So now I can save the information that I needed from that so that I can add it to another email in the future or to another document or just as a reminder. Google Keep's going to show up in the sidebar for my Google Calendar as well. Where's my calendar? There we go. So if I've got reminders over there, I can open it up, and now I can add those to the right day. So it just sits there all the time as a place to take notes, to create reminders, to help you sort of organize some of your work. It is not the most powerful curation tool on the planet. There are bigger and better things if you want to pay lots of money, but this is built in to your Google. It is there for you. Why not use it? This is a great little tool. Now, when you look at your assignment, there's going to be this video that I'm talking right now, and then a few resources. I want you to read the article called Organize Your Life in Google Keep. It's by Shana Rahman. She is a teacher. She goes by the name Hello Teacher Lady on Instagram and YouTube and her own website. It's a great article that will walk you through creating notes, pinning notes, putting custom headers on notes, etc. Then there will be some other resources that you can pick and choose from. There will be a YouTube playlist with 9 YouTube videos, but they're pretty short. Only 3 of them even get longer than 5 minutes. And you don't need to watch all 9. Look at the titles. Find the titles that talk about the things you want to do. You want more information about making sure that you can go back and forth between Google Keep and Google Docs. There's a short video just on that. I would say pay particular attention to the very first one about category tabs. That's going to be a way to extend the option of labels so that you have more ways to categorize your notes, which will make it easier to search and find those notes as you get more and more notes in your Google Keep. There'll also be a link to the G Suite Learning Center, 8 tips for Google Keep, and a link to a Pinterest board for Google Keep in the classroom, some ideas about classroom use. All right, there we go. Google Keep. No real homework to turn in to me, just some things for you to do. Our next assignment coming up soon. Have a good day.